Hi, I'm Brandon Anders, and welcome to Wine Whoopee. Today we're changing things up. Today we're drinking beer. And the place we're going has one motto: grounded roots, open waters. When I worked for Siduri Wine in Santa Rosa, it was my first harvest. Had no idea, really had no idea what I was getting into. I was just some home winemaker from upstate New York, just making wines out of his garage and kitchen, and had really no concept of what it would be like to work for a commercial winery or anything like that. So the task was pretty daunting. When I walked in on my first day and we were crushing 30 tons of fruit, at the end of the day, I was just craving a beer. And my supervisor was like, well, we have a brewery that's housed in the same facility as ours. So I was just like, oh, hell yeah, let's do it. We went next door to Cooperage Brewing Company and just started crushing these just amazing IPAs. And from that point on, I really started to appreciate the craft brew movement and, just see how it relates to wine. I'm here at Sloop Brewing Company in Elizaville, New York, where they're crafting some of the best New England style IPAs. So let's go try it. Justin.
Hey, what's up, Brad?
How you doing?
How are you?
Good to see you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Sloop Brewery here.
I hear your hops are the tops.
Hey, let's see what's on tap.
Let's go do it. So tell me about the early beginnings of Sloop.
So, like all good ideas, it starts after a late night of drinking. I was out one evening with my good friend and current partner, Adam Watson. He said, why don't we start a brewery and sell our beer at farmers markets? And I didn't really think we'd seriously go through it. And then he started calling me the next day or the day after. He's like, I looked into it and we got to get a bunch of permits and become an actual brewery before we can start selling beer. So we took a garage that was detached from my house and kind of renovated it, and it became probably New York's smallest brewery at that point. It was only 200 square feet. We took over this barn, which was great. It was built in the 1830s. It's a beautiful barn, but it didn't have any electricity. And we picked probably the coldest winter to start building a brewery. And it was a challenge to just keep the place warm enough to where you can actually pick up a nail and hit it with a hammer and not have your fingers feel like they're gonna fall off. So like anything, you learn from these situations. It makes you more in tune with your process. As we move forward as a company, we want to stay elusive, keep up with the current trends in craft beer because they change so fast. And we came out with Juice Bomb. Number one, it was a hop-forward beer, which we were really into. Secondly, it's very little bitterness. The haze allows those hop flavors to stay in suspension.
Well, it's like wine. Wine is the same way. Unfined, unfiltered is always the number one priority in a lot of wineries because they don't want to take away all that. Even some like the leftover dead yeast cells.
Exactly.
Help with that, with the body, the structure of the wine.
Definitely.
I'm sure it's the same way with beer.
It's part of the beer, definitely. New England IPA style has finally reached its popularity amongst the masses. It's the beer style that kind of encompasses what craft beer is. It's all about flavor, taste, quality. Not appearance, not gimmicks. It's just all about if it tastes great, then people are gonna drink it.
Joe, good to see you.
Brandon, good to see you.
Joe, you're head of marketing here for Sloop.
I am.
Tell me a little bit about what you do.
Primarily my role right now, marketing-wise, is working with our creative director to, work on the cans, work on our new image, merchandise, things like that. The fun thing for us has been the packaging.
Okay.
So cans and the 6-pack wrap boxes that we're gonna have, all that stuff has been a blast.
What is the kind of the artistry when it goes into making these can designs? Because you guys have one of the most unique can designs across all of your beers.
Right. I think it's really the beer when it comes down to it, and then it's just us having fun. And it's been an awesome response from our fans and everybody out in the market. So it's really identifying the beer and the name of the beer and then kind of fitting the package around that. You want to have something you're proud of, you can go to the market with and say, people are going to enjoy this, people are going to love it. Not only is the beer great, but they might save the cans, they might do something cool with them.
Right.
Hold those on their shelf or something, so that's pretty fun.
Consumers are so well educated now, they can actually pick out hops when they're blended together in IPAs.
Yeah.
So those beers do well because you're giving the customer more than just a beer, you're giving them a little bit of an education as to what ingredients we used at the brewery that day. Most of the hops we use are Pacific Northwest, but there are certain hops that do grow well in New York that are very popular amongst hop farms, such as Cascade or Centennial. But to me, they taste different than the stuff grown on the West Coast.
And you guys are growing your own.
We are, yeah. So we have about a half-acre hop yard right now. We have primarily Cascades growing. In addition, a couple plants of Centennial. We'll be using a wet hopping process where the hops are harvested and literally the next day you brew with them. Whatever it takes to make a quality beer is what we're all about.
In the hop field, beer makes me happy. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. What do you gotta say to that, Mr. Hop? Dun, 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 dun. They call me Cuban Pete. I'm the king of the rumba beat. When I play my maracas, I go chick, chicky, boom, chick, chicky, boom. Yes, sir, I'm Cuban Pete. I'm the crazy man. And it's straight. Now these hops are the tops. I've seen the original, the sailboat.
Yeah.
What was the story kind of behind that?
So basically it's a single mast ship, this sloop. That was pretty popular in the Hudson Valley when the Dutch came over. That was sort of wanted to pay tribute to the area. We've tweaked it, and we did that for a reason, just to sort of, stand out more. We thought the other one maybe might have been a little too small, so we wanted to kind of make it bigger, pop out on the package, pop out on, our tap handles, things like that. So it's all about history in the Hudson Valley, and we thought it was a cool thing to do. So.
Yeah, just from being in the local pubs, you hear people talk about juice bomb.
Yeah.
They may not necessarily know that it's Sloop.
Sure.
But, they say juice bomb, and
Sure.
I'm like, oh, they're talking about Sloop.
Yeah. It's awesome to see that the recognition it's getting, it's exploded, and it's catching on everywhere.
Well, man, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to the future.
Appreciate
it. You guys are doing amazing things here.
Thank you. Appreciate
You're
it.
really doing it well.
Appreciate it. Cheers,
Happy
man.
days. What is the thought process when you're going to make a beer? Are you making beers that you like to drink?
Well, it all starts with what we like to drink, what we're passionate about. We can't put something out we're not passionate about.
Right.
It won't come out good. And then how does that fit latest trends or something that's different, unique, such as wine flower, that we can kind of bring to the craft beer community? A perfect example was we did the Rosé IPA. IPAs are obviously, king of the craft beer world.
Yep.
And this one we did add wine juice, and then we added some of those Nelson Sauvignon hops to them. If it's done properly, you can mix, hoppiness and those flavors with wine juice. Like, for example, the latest trend this year was rosé ciders.
Okay.
They were doing wine juice with cider, and hugely popular. Why can't it be with beer, right?
Yeah.
We just feel beer's probably the most diverse, no offense to wine. I know there's a wine, but beer is we feel is a little more diverse in that there's a much wider range and there's much more ingredients involved, when you make beer as opposed to wine.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. I mean, there's some days, it's working in the wine industry, at the end of crushing grapes all day and just, my hands are all cracked up and I'm tired, my back hurts and I'm so exhausted and, I've just been, I've got grape fever. And at the end of the day, I'm craving a beer.
You want a beer, right?
I just want a beer. Hey, Brett.
Hey, what's going on, Brendan? Good, man. How are you?
Good. I hear your hops are the tops.
Oh, they sure are.
What are you pouring?
We got a bunch of our IPAs on. We got a guest line from Peekskill. We actually have our new collab from Peekskill.
Okay.
The Interstate IPA. You want to try one?
I'll try it.
Sure.
Yes.
There you go. Cheers.
Man, those hops are the tops. So tell me a little bit about this beer.
So the collab we did with Peekskill, it's Interstate IPA. It's a triple oated IPA, loaded with oats. It gives it that great mouthfeel, full of body, well-rounded. Tons of pineapple notes in this beer. You're tasting it, it's just full of
it's very nice.
Juicy pineapple.
I see you got this really fancy glass here.
These little guys, these are new fancy Tiku glasses.
Tiku glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, these, I'm assuming it because it reminds me a lot of a wine glass.
Yes.
It reminds me of sort of like a low-key burgundy glass.
Yep.
Except the mouth is a little bit more closed off.
Yeah.
But I would assume that this would probably really bring out the aromas.
It does. It kind of forces all that carbonation up through the nose of the glass and right into your nose. And you get all the great aromas that come with these hops.
Tell me about your clientele. You were saying that it's very, very family oriented.
It's everybody from beer geeks that are picking up 3 cases of beer to go trade all over the country with, to families, to just people, a lot of locals. You get, 21-year-old kids to 60-year-old couples coming in and mingling and talking and having a good time together. So the beer brings everybody together, which is what it's meant for, really.
What is your favorite beer that Sloop makes?
My favorite beer that Sloop makes, I would say, is the Confliction.
Okay.
I could drink that all day, every day. Try not to. But I can.
We're currently in the process of building a new brewing facility down in Fishkill, New York, and we're taking an older property and kind of putting new life into it, repurposing it. It's an old IBM manufacturing facility, so the place is just built for heavy manufacturing. We'll be leasing out 26,000 square feet from there. We were able to receive a grant from New York State as well. They know they're putting their money in a very passionate business and people that are excited about moving not just their business forward, but their general area forward as well.
Having worked in California the past 2 years doing harvest, it was pounded into me that in order to make wine, it takes a lot of beer. It's always a nice welcoming break to just hang out, just enjoy the Hudson Valley. I love it here. This is my home. It will always be my home, whether I'm in California, or I'm somewhere else, making wine. You never know what the future has in store for you. We all have a destiny. We all have a path in life. There's always many doors that we can open. And today is just one of those, And I'm gonna finish my beer here, and I may even go get another one because it's just that damn good. So thank you very, very much for joining us today at Sloop Brewing Company, and we'll see you again on Wine Whoopee. Just hanging out on a farm. No care in the world. Just walking back towards my favorite brewery here in the Hudson Valley. Nothing like it. Ticks everywhere, but who gives a shit? This is beautiful. Got a beer in my hand. What could be better? Snakes jumping out. Thought I felt something there, but whatever.